In this episode, we will be discussing Florida landlord tenant laws. The following is a summary of landlord tenant laws in the state of Florida as they apply to residential rental property. Topics include disclosures, withholding rent, the right to enter, security deposits, eviction and termination, increasing rent, and more. Required disclosures. The landlord or a person authorized to enter into a rental agreement on the landlord's behalf must disclose in writing to the tenant, at or before the commencement of the tenancy, the name and address of the landlord or a person authorized to receive notices and demands on the landlord's behalf. A landlord must tell new tenants about the availability of fire protection in a building over 3 stories high. In all leases, a landlord must include the radon gas warning as specified in Florida Statute 404.056, found under the heading Notification on Real Estate Documents. You may visit AmericanLandlord.com to copy the Florida radon gas warning. Security deposit limit. There is no statutory limit on security deposits in Florida. However, within 30 days of receiving the security deposit, the landlord must disclose in writing whether it will be held in an interest or non-interest bearing account, the name of the account depository, and the rate and time of interest payments. The lease must also include a copy of Florida Statute Section 83.49, Part 3. Deadline for returning a security deposit. After the tenant vacates, deposits must be returned within 15 to 60 days, depending on whether the tenant disputes any deductions taken out of the security deposit. Therefore, advance notice of any deductions must be given. If there are no deductions, then 15 days is the time frame to return the security deposit. Late fees. There's no statute in Florida covering late fees. Therefore, a late fee can only be assessed if it's written into the lease agreement. Increasing rent. Month-to-month leases may be increased with a 15-day notice. Longer-term leases are typically executed at a fixed rate and cannot be changed. Therefore, any increase would have to be written into the lease ahead of time unless both parties agree to modify the agreement. Withholding rent. In order to withhold rent, the tenant must serve the landlord in the manner prescribed by Florida Statute 83.20, Part 3, with a written notice declaring the premises to be wholly untenantable, giving the landlord at least 20 days to make the specifically described repair or maintenance, and stating that the tenant will withhold the rent for the next rental period and thereafter until the repair or maintenance has been performed. Terminating tenancy and eviction. A 7-day unconditional notice to quit may be served for intentional destruction of the rental property or other tenant's property, or unreasonable disturbances, or even repeated violations of the lease within a 12-month period. A 7-day notice to cure or quit are used for less substantial lease violations, allowing time to correct. The right to enter. A landlord must provide the tenant a 12-hour notice of entry before being permitted inside the unit. For more information, additional laws and articles can be found at AmericanLandlord.com.